What's up, everyone? Kaiju no Kami here with
Advent Nebula!
Are you in the shot? I don't know if you're in the shot. I think you're in the shot. Well, either way. And...
I'm distracted now.
Hi, distracted now.
Hi, distracting now. And...
Silver Quill, hello.
Chrysalis Bloodborne.
And we are talking about Kamen Rider 01, episodes 6 through 11. No, we didn't disregard you, distracted one.
You just have to realize.
But that's what we're covering. So, first off, we have the episode with the actress.
I want to hear your voice.
Yes, the one where the guy has his dead daughter be the human gear.
Oh yeah,
she's
that was a good one.
being a voice actress in this episode.
Obviously, but the purpose of the episode is he has the human gear be his own daughter, and then we learn that human gears are not allowed to actually take the likeness of an actual person.
This reminds me of a very specific book. What was it called? I think it was about sleeping and sheeps.
Do androids dream of electric
The whole
sheep?
show
Because
should
the
remind
whole
you.
replicant thing was also that conversation of what replicants could take the form of and could not take the form of. Because it was trying to prevent those blurred lines, so to speak.
Well, I really appreciate that 01 is tackling a lot of the issues that come with artificial intelligence, likenesses. I mean, on the internet, you can pose as just about anyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can slap an icon image and put up a screen name and say, "Yeah, I'm I don't know, Matt Smith."
So how do people really know that you're Silverquill on Twitter?
Because I can be just as annoying in real life as online.
That is true.
That's true. See? And he has as many puns online as he does in real life. But I'll be honest, I was mad at the manager. There's something very morbid about it's like crafting a doll in a loved one's image and just keep it on a shelf.
It's not cool.
It really hints that you're not dealing with this pain. So for once, I was actually on board with the Ames agent who he wanted to destroy the thing as soon as he found out.
It was like using your daughter as a science experiment.
And this was
maybe
the one,
with dogs.
Yeah. This was the first one with where not Fuwa.
Yeah, Fuwa.
No, not Fuwa, the girl.
Oh, the agent?
What was her name?
Why can I never think of her name?
We're bad with names. Cheetah. The cheetah.
Izu?
No.
Or Yua?
Yaiba.
Yeah.
Yua Yaiba.
And this is the first one.
The tongue. Yua Yaiba.
This is the first one where she used the hornet form, right?
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
This is the intro of the Hornet.
And the introduction of probably one of the weirdest characters. Oh, the dodo. Yeah, the dodo. Okay, actually, that's not entirely true. I thought
the dodo was the next one.
No, it started to appear at the end of this one and went into the next episode. I love Rookie Assassin Chan.
Little Assassin.
Little Assassin Chan. Because he's so funny. As we'll see going with the next few episodes, he becomes super serial, yo. And so you're just like, ah, he used to be so cute.
But I think the one thing I really liked about this episode is it also tested the level of Aruto's willingness to overlook things as well when it comes to human gear. Because even he had a hard time wrapping his head around the thought of you turning your human gear into your dead loved one.
Yeah, he really did struggle with that. Now, he claims to have been raised by a human gear, or human gear was his father. And his mother smelled of elderberries. But, so I can understand why he is more empathetic. But there's a very real part of me that was like, no, hard stop, unacceptable. I am totally on board with Ames on this one. But then there was that scene where the human gear was speaking for the daughter. And it's like, okay, either ghost in the machine or it simulated her so well it knows what her final message would be.
So what you're saying is it's a ghost in the shell?
But, yeah.
I actually thought that was very similar because there were many things that she did that I'm like, okay, she's teetering on that line of true versus false. And it really teetered on that thought process when you think of Asimov's rules.
Yeah, this one was really teetering on
what you could or could not do. So the next one, I just looked at the title and I really don't think this is appropriate. I am a hot-blooded Huma teacher.
Huma gear teacher.
Oh, that episode was great.
Yes, this one.
This is with a psycho gym teacher which I honestly think Ryusoulger would do if he was a teacher. You're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3, you're number 4. No identity, and it actually, I thought it was kind of fascinating because Ryusoulger is a trainer, so it worked. Taking the identity and the emotion out of the individual and giving them numbers kind of helped to put them on an even playing field to help inspire them to work harder. Because if you take out the person, sometimes you need to take out
He was a very
humans.
positive replicant.
And the
he was a very positive
kids
replicant.
were very receptive to his training methods, even if the principal hated it.
And their parents who were iffy because he
However, the most important moment from the episode is when you find out about the Huma gears being turned into the monsters.
Well, they're achieving sentience.
Yep.
Although, before we get into that, I will say the principal or the head of the school started off so sympathetic as he had to deal with these very helicopter mom.
helicopter head.
Oh,
Oh yeah, those parents.
That reminded me of toddlers and tiaras.
Oh, but then by the end where he is celebrating that a kid missed the shot, it's like, okay, you just blew all that sympathy.
Okay, so,
But yes,
Yeah,
they're achieving sentience.
which that really hit, well, actually a lot of the series hits home on Asimov's rules, because you have the 3 primary rules. I believe it's, you cannot kill a human,
You cannot harm human.
you cannot harm a human, you cannot, oh crap, I'm going to mess these up.
I can't remember all 3 of them.
You cannot disobey an order.
Correct, okay.
You cannot harm a human, you cannot allow a human to come to harm through an action.
Okay, yes, that's what I thought they were. I was going to mess them up, but...
Well, actually, here, I'll just do a quick Google search anyway.
Okay, because the most important thing about Asimov's rules, which is really what helped solidify how we look at science fiction in the modern era, because even though so much technology has changed, we still live by Asimov's rules. And you have a Huma gear, and the teacher was a great example of not really giving in to the evil, if I remember correctly.
He really resisted it until it took complete control.
Because it seemed like he fought against turning into a monster.
Yeah, he was trying to protect his students.
Yeah. Oh, many, as did the daughter in the daughter bot.
Yeah.
Yes, and then in the future episode we have another one that did the same.
But also on the other storyline of this, Yua captures the dodo.
Well, let's go through this first, because I want to make sure we have the right rules for Asimov.
The 3 laws of robotics, as coined in 1940. So it's older than Cruelica. I don't get to say that very often.
Continue, Jim.
Just continue.
See, this is how they know I'm me online. I'm this annoying. First law, a robot may not injure a human or through inaction allow a human to come to harm. So that's one rule instead of the 3 I listed. Second law, a robot must obey orders given it by human beings unless such orders would conflict with the first law. Third law, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law.
So the thing that actually works now, remembering the laws properly, is this entire series lives by rules 2 and 3 for those 3 laws.
Yeah, it does.
Because it must always obey unless it conflicts with the first rule, which is not letting any humans come to harm, but it must protect its own existence. And achieving sentience is protecting its existence because it feels like it's becoming obsolete.
Or what I really love about the coach bot, is that it is running. How to put this? It's running into a very real conflict between those two laws. If it follows the orders and allows itself to be reset, it's shutting down the possibility for these young students, in essence, causing them harm. At the same time, it's being instructed to terminate itself, which is supposed to be in compliance with do as you're told. But that conflicts with the third law. And from all those interactions, it makes a choice, and that's the first step towards true awareness. Which is why it's so heartbreaking when you see it get turned into a monster by super long domain name. It's easier to say super long domain name than the actual
Purple Scorpion.
Misuro Jinrai.
MisuroJinrai.net.
Okay, so the miso ramen gun.
yeah, that's all.
I just remember Jinrai.net.
Scorpion Kamen Rider thingy.
So this episode also featured 3 new things, which one we kind of argued about in our last video that I think we should kind of focus on again here. 01 gets a new upgrade, Freezing Bear.
Yeah, which is wild.
It was almost like bam, 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 bam. New upgrade, new upgrade, new upgrade. Something that we were complaining about in our Ryusoulger thing with the red is because it doesn't always feel like for Ruto he's earning it. It's almost like coming.
That's my biggest issue with 01. That's my only negativity towards it is every episode somebody gets some sort of upgrade or something and it's not exactly earned, it's just handed to them.
The cast though was at least entertaining.
But okay, so the next episode though we have.
But I just wanted to finish up with the 2 other things. We have the attaché caliber, which is almost like a Gatling gun, and then we have the attaché shotgun. So Vulcan uses his new weapon, Valkyrie uses theirs. They don't mention Dodo here, so I know he
They
comes
just called him
in.
Little
So
Assassin.
Little Assassin takes on the form of Dodo, which is an extinct creature, which kind of works out for Little Assassin since he consistently dies.
Yeah.
Because they were delicious, apparently.
I'm not dead.
To boot.
I feel happy.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? I've been badly burned.
So now the next episode
Freezing Cobra.
is The Destruction Begins Now.
That one's always good.
And that's the one where they take over the
Factory.
the warehouse factory, and he turns the
No, hospital.
The hospital.
Hospital and the
This
mechs.
is the hospital episgasm.
Oh, so the factor's the next one, yeah.
So this is when Aruto goes to the hospital for his medical checkup, gets so fangasmy with the
nurse.
the nurses, all the Humagear medical staff. He makes the best
Oh, that's
joke where, well, he really doesn't make the best joke unless you're Silver Quill. He makes a joke and then, what's her name? Izu does a full turnaround, like saying, scanning for laughter, turns back to Aruto, none found.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes!
But then, like a beacon in the darkness.
Yes, in the beacon of darkness, right behind her, comes out his favorite character, the only person who will laugh at Silver Quill's jokes as well, Fua. No,
I'm sorry. How many times have I made you guffaw during these reviews? Thank you very much. Oh,
it's pity.
oh, it's okay.
But the hospital thing.
and then yeah, so
I noticed.
they take over the one doctor, if I recall.
Well, no, they actually, what they do, Dodo, because he has that ability where he has almost like little spines that come out of him and attack all the different Humagears. And he transformed a ton of them, except for some of the hospital staff, because as we look at Asimov's rules, they work to protect humans. So they followed rules 1 and 2, plus 3 at the same time, if you think about it.
Well, some of them did, some of them didn't.
Some of them did.
The
some
ones
of
that
them
were the doctor that was doing surgery
He did not.
Yes.
He resisted, and you actually saw in his eyes, it was a very split second, but it was brilliantly done. You actually saw, very subtly, him fighting that battle before he operated on the cyborg-netic human being who apparently can walk the next episode, Fua.
But also in this episode, we got the first introduction to
Cobra. Oh, not Cobra.
Hirobi.
Scorpion.
the Scorpion with Jirobi.
He is, so his
Hirobi!
name is...
Hirobi!
Oh God, we are not doing that.
Pepperoni of
Hirobi!
miso.
That's Harambe, and we are not ever doing that.
Hirobi!
No, it's pepperoni of misoramen.net. That's what I'm just going to call him from now on. I can't do these Japanese names, so I might as well.
And it's metsubojinrai.net.
Metsubojinrai.net. That's what it was.
Misoramen.net.
Metsubojinrai.net. I knew it was jinrai.net something, but...
Miso ramen.
Metsubojinrai.net.
Either way, he's a big bad.
Say that 3 times fast.
I don't
Metsubojinrai.net. Metsubojinrai.net. Metsubojinrai.net.
Okay, the funniest thing about this episode, along with poor Naruto's failing jokes, is that Jin consistently becomes more and more childish as Little Assassin becomes much more serious and professional.
Well, it was... Which episode was it where he thought Hirobi was his dad?
That was the first set. That was the manga artist one.
No, actually, it was most explored with the daughter.
Yes, because he saw when the guy said, "Don't hurt my daughter," he started to think Hirobi would be like that.
And then he got his
no, I just mean that as in that I'm your creator.
And also during this episode at the hospital, Naruto lost something. He lost his hawk key.
Well, wait, I thought he lost that earlier.
Yeah, he lost that because that's when the one villain took up the pink form.
Did we skip that entirely?
Yeah, we did.
So, the next episode is actually part 2 of The Doctor.
And that's when Fu was in the hospital needing to be saved because he's been poisoned. And then they attack the factory and infect the mecha, which then starts turning all the hospital staff into, or they're going to attack all the other hospitals to turn them all into...
And the episode here is called I'll Take Care of Your Life. And before we all get in, I want to talk to the person that nearly ruined the episode for us.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because he purposely started when we began the episode saying, I can't wait for this, I can't wait for this. And then when it started happening, he's like, oh yeah, this is going to be so awesome. So please, Mr. Chrislich, please share
your love of this episode.
What? I just like the fact that there was a lot of battle tech, and they just happened to have some modern day battle tech that was then used to create more droids, and also the fact that the girl who was playing both sides helped out Elisa Boxfanovich, and then she was able to replicate the clip from that, and that clip now became his battle tech thing, so he became House Seeger, and then it just balanced it all out.
House Seeger.
Yeah, he became a true mech warrior.
Yeah.
Where did House Seeger
Mech warrior clan.
Where did Elisa Bikvanovich come from?
Tekken. Yes, we have a nerd that plays everything.
If it's fun.
Oh, you really want to set him off? Just say Warhammer.
Okay, so then we have Haruto. Aruto uses the satellite for a mech suit.
Yeah.
Yes,
The satellite.
which he fangasmed over, but apparently it's related to House Seeker.
Because it fists you.
What?
I thought.
This is a kid's show, remember?
Alright,
Right, not hat.
The building.
Yeah, you see, this is where Copa comes in and says, nope, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. You're fine, and you're fine, and you're fine, and he's fine.
And you're fine.
I'm not fine.
Oh my god.
Deep breath.
And I might
deep
have
breath.
accidentally been looking at other things,
don't
but
hit
that's
me.
for much later episodes.
Stay out of the toy catalogs.
Copa. So Copacabana?
Copacabana.
Anyway,
Okay,
with
so
the
this
La Bamba.
So this is Breaking Mammoth.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was beyond awesome. But sadly, somebody ruined it. Now, if
I
you
said nothing.
Oh no!
I
no.
only implied.
Nothing is
So how about also when Hirobi raided the weapons supply to get that really cool sword thing.
Oh yeah. Although, okay, here's the thing. In our last video, we talked about how they got Ultraman in our Super Sentai. Isn't this guy getting Super Sentai in our Kamen Rider?
I said that back in episode 1.
Yeah, he did say that episode 1.
Don't you mean 01? Again, it's so annoying.
But
Oh, and then there was the angel nurse who had that beautiful smile, and then that cruel, sadistic laugh.
Oh yes.
One thing I do like, even though I don't always agree with Aruto's optimistic view of this, or the fact that he's not respecting humans' place in the world, it really does tear at him seeing this other side, the shadow or flip of his dream.
Oh, go ahead.
And I guess that's the problem. Aruto is always championing that a human gear should have this role or contribute. But there are cases where I think it's not right that a artificial intelligence should take a human's job.
Which we're actually going to reference another episode that
Yeah,
we talked
as
about.
in the next episode.
Yes.
You guys rightly argued that in the medical world, where you have to keep track of an exceptional amount of data, and you need extreme precision, and you can't, maybe a human gear is best suited to that field.
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't mean to dismiss doctors, but they're human, they make mistakes. I would say this, a veterinarian killed my family's second dog because he didn't look up all the information on a medication, and it caused a seizure. And when I learned that, a year after the fact, I owe myself a quarter, I was very mad. And it is human to make that error, but the consequences can be devastating. And I just watched an old episode of Scrubs, and you can even see that. So having a human gear, artificial intelligence in that field does make a lot of sense. But, moving on.
Well, actually, one thing I want to reference that we didn't talk about in this episode that actually goes exactly along with what you're saying is in this episode, when you have all these human gears around the area and some from the hospital getting brainwashed, we have the vice president. So Aruto is the president. The vice president, his name is Jun Fukuzoe. I'm just going to say Jun. He's the one who starts to issue the orders of shutting down all the human gear. So kind of like a life support system in the hospital, you have that secondary backup. So if the main generators go out, you always have power in the hospital. Because there's so many people that depend on that if they went even a second without whatever machines are keeping them healthy, they'll die. There are a lot of proven facts with that. And then you have this person that clearly, even if we didn't know his character, clearly can make mistakes, saying just shut them all down. They're all evil, they're all bad, just shut them all down, we'll protect the masses. What kind of risk are you taking to those other people that their lives are at risk, that you have to balance the consequences? And he really proved at that particular moment that he wasn't willing to balance those consequences. He wanted to look at human nature as humans being right, robots being wrong.
And for the good of his company.
Well,
yeah.
and that's the other thing is...
He was thinking about his profit margins, not...
The human life.
That is... Sometimes there's an overlap, but I genuinely think he is more interested in the company than the people.
Yes.
So, it's kind of funny. Aruto, like I say, he champions human gears a lot. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think not really considering things from the human point of view. This other guy doesn't even champion either party. He just champions the company.
He champions his company and his own bottom line.
And no matter what the Supreme Court says, corporations are not people.
No, I absolutely agree with that. I've never bought into that, corporations being a separate human entity. So moving on to the next episode to kind of focus
well,
on...
the two-parter, technically.
Yeah.
Well, yes, the two-parter for this, which I actually thought was kind of cool when we found out that the main character who you thought was just a character, so he was playing a caricature of himself, is actually the real actor. The first part is called I Am an Actor, Shinya Owada. And the actual actor who's playing himself is Shinya Owada.
And those who have watched Godzilla GMK will know who he is.
And this is what we talked about even when watching the episode, is there's certain things that are meant for certain ways. Humans playing, acting, so to speak, they're able to look at the emotions. They're able to kind of connect with the audience. And we both thought about this as well. Having a Humagear as an actor, even if they can learn and adapt, as Aruto said, still lacks that core empathy and the ability for the audience to live vicariously through them. Because even with Kamen Rider, which we know is so unrealistic.
What?
Then why do we have all their belts?
We do have all of their
Yeah,
belts.
that's true. But we like to still live vicariously through them, which is why we own their belts.
How many hours unrealistic?
I don't get
Okay. So what did everyone else think of the episode?
This had some good development on both sides and actually raising the argument of why AI cannot replace a human in an acting situation.
But in a way, Little Assassin proved otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I was going to say, there's a couple things here. One, Little Assassin proved you can break the rules of Asimov. Because, one, he did start improving lines.
Mm-hmm.
Two, he was able to kill the human dude. Three, the villains won in that story arc.
Yes, they did.
But if you think about it, the chef in the second or third episode proved that you could improv as well.
But there's a difference.
Okay.
Because that was still improving the stuff that he went right off. Because remember, then the actor Ogawa started to test the Humagear actor's ability to improv, and it made him shut down.
Yeah.
Where he basically had to reboot his systems.
He couldn't quite break through to sentience just yet.
And on the other side in this episode, we have the exposure of Yua's triple agency.
Yaiba?
Triple agency of, what was it called? Zima?
Zaya.
Zima.
Like guy
Zaya.
with the...
Yeah.
Zima is an alcoholic.
But yeah, this was actually a game-changing episode.
A terrible, terrible alcohol.
This was a game-changing episode because it showed that the Humagears can now attack humans, which raises the stakes for what's going to come up because now it means anyone can be in danger.
But it also proved... No, that was the second part that proved the attack.
Yeah, but this is a
But
whole...
this-
I'm talking about the whole arc.
Okay,
Yeah,
because this
one of those
proved that Humagears are willing to attack Humagears, which has not been done before. Typically, you have maybe like your security Humagears that would try to protect because it was part of their process, but that was what they were functioned for. But you had Little Assassin, which I wish they would come up with a better name for him.
No, I love it.
I love it, but he...
Don't worry, soon he's going to go the way of the dodo.
Well, I do like they don't translate as he's really named Assassin Chan.
No, Little Assassin is
But
just
also...
Can I just say that would be an awesome magical girl anime?
Oh my god! That would be like Modica Magica.
Magical girl assassin Chan.
So, and then we also have Hirobi, who can take on the Mammoth Mech.
Yeah.
By
Oh
himself.
my god.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but that was like, in the words of Paris Hilton, that was hot. It was like so awesome.
Oh my god. Now I'm just thinking of... So when we did the villains panel at Komoricon this past weekend, we get to the psychopath scene, and this one girl that's dressed up as like an evil version of Deku goes, "He's so hot." Or he's so cute for Makishima.
But
And all I'm like is...
all I thought of because of her age, I was like, that's my child.
Because she's attracted to a shonen antagonist.
But, yeah, this whole two-parter completely changed the game of this show now.
Especially with the way it ended now, with the proposal that we get from Guy, the character that we now know.
That won't do anything. That won't do anything, but it does make everyone suspicious as an audience because...
Is he involved with the...
Is he involved with Ames, or is he...
No, I think he's orchestrating.
Yeah.
Is he involved with MichiburaJinrai.net? Muchamiti the Banjinrai.
The Scorpion Dude.
I think he might be the Ark.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Ark of the Covenant?
No, the Ark under the ocean.
The Ark of MisoRamen.net.
Or is he...
Mitsurubara.
Do you want to pull it up again?
No, it's fine.
It's MisoRamen.
But we've also had this theory, too, that there's got to be 3 versions of the Ark, because there's the Sky Ark, which is obviously the satellite. There's the Ark underwater. There's got to be an Earth Ark as well.
So he might be the Earth Ark. Unless Aruto is.
Well, we are still... Unless...
He could be the Ark Nemesis.
So in the opening song, there are 5 riders.
And we've seen 5.
But actually, currently we've seen 6. Because we have Hirobi, Jin, Little Assassin.
Oh, well.
Then we have Vulcan, Valkyrie, and 01.
Wait, I can't count Little Assassin as a Kamen Rider.
Well, the reason I'm saying it like that is, let's say the 3 outside of Jin, because I think Jin will flip to the other side. So we have Hirobi and Little Assassin over here. And then we have Valkyrie, Vulcan, 01, and Jin over here. What? What?
Nothing.
So we are still needing, technically, 1 more rider.
1 more. How many riders did we have by the end of Gaim?
72?
Well, most of them died.
59? 63?
13, I think.
Hike?
That was Guy.
No, that was Ryuki that had 13.
No, Ryuki only had 10 plus 1.
10 plus 1 is 11!
Plus 2.
That's because that plus 1 didn't really count as a rider.
But
Who are you talking
Alternative 0.
Anyway.
But, so, the reason I'm saying that is it kind of feels like they could be setting up for another rider based on how the story is moving.
Possibly.
Will you stop looking at toy catalogs?
No, I didn't.
Stop it!
Slitch, do I need to ban you from the internet for the next year?
Yeah, like you could get me off the internet.
Yeah, I don't think we can get him off the internet.
He only looks at internet on his phone, so
if I
essentially just save it from his computer.
I was going to say, if I program an EMB on him.
No, if you
but then we'd be depriving him of his others.
He's going to be like, anytime he goes to type in Kamen Rider, the EMP's going to go off and shut down everything for an hour.
What were you going to say, Silver Quill?
just activate the child lock.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
And the password will be Warhammer Sucks. Because even if he knows it, he won't be able to type it in.
And he's left
Alright, we should probably just finish up at this point because it is 10:10.
He's actually going for the liquor bottles.
Yeah.
I would.
You can.
I am curious, though, to see where this is going to go from here now, because it's really left a lot of doors open. Where
Somebody's got to die. Someone big is going to die.
Like Nada?
So hopefully they're going to have a lot more importance than Nada.
I think I broke you more than I broke him now.
I just have to say, this show is awesome.
Yes, it's very
And every time I see an episode, everyone gets frustrated with me because I'm like, I want them.
Well,
I want those
it's sad,
gimmicks.
but Kamen Rider 01 is right now the best live-action Ghost in the Shell series.
He's got a point.
I'm taking this.
What? Wait, no, you have to show the audience.
Yeah,
Show
he
the
is going to be
audience.
drinking that.
What is that? I don't even know what that
It
is.
has orange vodka, apparently.
Here we go.
Apparently.
You know how
Wait, are you saying you're going to get your Gaimon?
This is peach. This is Chirac peach. The drink of choice for when Warhammer sucks.
Peachy Keen.
Can't say this, Mr. Ultra Smurf fan.
On that note, until next time,
Bye!